And we are counting down to the first results coming in. First polls closing in just about 2 hours. And it's not just presidential candidates on the ballots today that could impact turnout. Pot is also on the ballot in 9 states, some of them battlegrounds, Arizona, one among them. Then you also have states like California and Massachusetts, but then you've got Nevada and Maine. So as you can see, several of those are crucial battlegrounds. Arkansas, Florida, Montana, and North Dakota are voting on legalizing it for medical purposes. So you've got battlegrounds there as well. Kyung La is at a polling site in Las Vegas. And Kyung, this is one of those issues that for a certain group of voters matters very deeply. What are you hearing from voters there?
Matters very deeply because it's very personal, whether you are the mother of kids, whether you're a school teacher or you're a police officer. This issue really gets to quality of life, safety for a lot of people, and education. So this is one of the big issues that is bringing people to the polls today. This is a state that has had medicinal marijuana since 2000, so they are used to the idea of marijuana. What this does, though, is it makes it recreational. It allows people to buy up to an ounce of pot, essentially, at a store. So this is legalization of pot in this state. What we are hearing from voters is that, yes, the presidential race is very important, but this is the issue on quality of life here in Nevada. Here's what they told us.
No way. No way. Things are bad enough as they are right now. We don't need it. Sorry, but that's my opinion.
We also heard from another voter who said that she supports it, and here's why.
It's just like the same thing with alcohol. I mean, they're going to put an age limit on it. I mean, it's going to be 21 and over, right? So, I mean, you should be an adult to use that, just like you should be an adult to use alcohol as well.
And we should point out, you were mentioning all those states, Aaron. If you put Arizona, Nevada, and California together, those three states in the Southwest, you would have, if they do pass, if recreational marijuana passes on those state ballots, you would have a block in the West where marijuana would be legal for recreational use. Aaron?
All right, Kyung, thank you very much. And my panel is back with me. How big of an issue do you think this is going to be? Just to be clear, Bakari, you look at Clinton and Trump, they have both said they are in favor of medical.
You came to me.
Medical. I mean, you just happen to be sitting here. I'm not trying to pass any judgment on your current state.
I think it's going to be a good night tonight. Yeah. But what we are seeing is where these amendments and where these referendums are popping up. And one of the things that we need to look closely at is Amendment 2. And one of my good friends down in Florida, John Morgan, he's a big trial lawyer, big Democratic donor, is running a campaign on Amendment 2, which I believe is going to pass tonight, which is on medical marijuana. Mm-hmm. And we're starting to see that when you have these issues on the ballot, it's a very personal decision for many other people, and it drives the interest in the race, puts more money in the races. And so it's an interesting phenomenon. I'm interested to see, because in South Carolina, where I'm from, we are really pushing towards getting to a medical marijuana proposition, because I think it's actually morally okay. And so I really don't have a problem with it.
But when you look at it, right, again, in terms of what its effect is going to be on the presidential race, you could get turnout, but then people have to make a choice, because you only have Gary Johnson as someone who favors recreational marijuana, which is right now in 5 states is actually on the ballot today.
And district.
Well, I think it has more to do with how it shapes the turnout of the electorate. I mean, think about where we've come on this issue. In 1992, we had a candidate who swore he did not even inhale, and here we are in 2016. We're dealing with ballot initiatives on this issue. I mean, it just shows you how it really has progressed. Now, as the Kevin Madden, the father speaking, not Kevin Madden, the college student, I have very different views on this. But I think that's one of the things that we have seen less of a fight for candidates to go on one side of the criminalization issue. And instead, it has more to do with whether or not it's appealing to millennials as part of a turnout model.
And watch the down-ticket impact on this. In a state like Nevada, very close Senate race, but also there's a House race in Montana where Democrats think there's a chance to take out the
Montana medical marijuana is on the ballot.
Will be on the ballot there. Ryan Zinke, a Republican congressman, Democrats think there's an outside chance of defeating him. They put money into that state. One reason why it could drive up some of the more younger, more liberal voters, college voters in that state. It would be an upset, but perhaps one reason why would be this this.
But you know what, Aaron? I think the one point that we shouldn't make is that this is a Democrat or Republican issue. There are a lot of Republicans and more conservatives that are in line with medical.
Classically conservative.
By the way, Clinton and Trump both agree. They're on the same side. They support medical but not recreational.
So in terms of turnout, I think you can see this as something that could actually drive Republicans and more libertarian-minded conservatives to the polls, and then for Mr. Trump. So we can't just say it's a pure Democrat Republican.
I agree with that, but it's also it's a younger voter, and it's actually I think it actually draws a lot of young voters of color out as well, because one of the things that we realize in the criminal justice reform, because you have kids who go out and get 1 or 2 charges with marijuana, and you see the disparities between white young people and black young people, and so it just has these ramifications.
That's what I was going to mention. It's a big issue in the criminal justice arena with black voters, Latino voters, but also, you know, as a mother, I saw Sanjay Gupta's special on medical marijuana, and it was incredibly impactful. And so I think if you are looking at this from that standpoint, I think that, you know, mothers and people who are dealing with children who really need this can also have a big impact.
A big difference between recreational and medicinal when it comes to voters, and of course, as we said, in the differences in those states. All right, all staying with me. Michigan, part of Clinton's blue wall in the Midwest, but as we all now know, it is part of Trump's plan to win. He needs it. And we're going to go live to one county that could hold the answer as to whether he is successful.